Next year, by 2026, it's officially going to be my 10th year of collecting one of the best toys in the world. And all that is behind me. So, in this video, we're going to be talking about my Hot Wheels addiction and why I got into it and why do I love it so much. So, here we go. So, the year began in 2016 when I got into this hobby. I was a 13-year-old teenager and was a 7th grader in middle school. I also had a couple of friends. As I was walking to school and walking inside campus, I met with my best friend, Meta Knight Audi, which you guys already know who he is. He's my in real life best friend, and he used to come on your guys' videos, including mine. So when I met up with him on that day, I just randomly just told him, "Do you like Hot Wheels?" And he was like, "Yeah, I do. I actually have a bunch of them at home." And so from that point, we just continuously started talking about Hot Wheels, like literally all day in our first period class, I think. From first to like sixth for sure. And so in the next day, me and him, this might sound crazy to you guys, but this was the time when me and him started bringing our Hot Wheels cars to school. Yeah. And, we didn't get in trouble, but we were always told to put them away every time it was class time. But, however, in lunch and break, we would be able to take them out. And, we were, like, showing off, some of our Hot Wheels cars, like, hey, this is cool, I have this car and stuff. Or, I have this DMC DeLorean Back to the Future looking car, And then, from that point, I started watching a bunch of Hot Wheels videos on YouTube. And those videos were always either in-store videos of them, like, Hot Wheels shopping, or even playing with the Hot Wheels tracks. Hot Wheels tracks are so cool to me that, I just started buying them like crazy back at the time. So this set right here, I remember seeing at Target for maybe at least $20, something like that. But check this out. This is a Hot Wheels starter set, and you can make like this layout right here and do tricks with it. And as well as you can make like all these other layouts as well. And that's because it is part of the Hot Wheels track builder system. Yeah, I know, I'm a Hot Wheels fanatic. But anyways, what you can also do is use this thing right here to clip on all the pieces to take anywhere, which is pretty cool. And so from that point, I just started buying Hot Wheels like crazy. Well, maybe not as crazy as right now, because back in the time, I was not working, obviously. I either had to do chores or just ask my parents to buy Hot Wheels for me. And, it was kind of a struggle. But then later on, life did start getting easier. I will get to that in the story. Unfortunately, though, during my middle school years, me and Meta Knight Audi, we were bullied for liking Hot Wheels in our first year of collecting. And obviously it was going to happen since we were bringing Hot Wheels to school. And, they'd always tell us, "Oh, those are for 4-year-olds. Why do you still play with them? Like, shouldn't you just be on your phones by now?" Well, you're never too old to collect Hot Wheels, you know, and you're never too old to play with them either. At first, when all this started happening, me and Meta and Audi were pretty pissed off about it, but then, like, at the end, um, it wasn't really that big of a deal, since you shouldn't really care about what others think. And so, you know, we just went on from that point, you know, not letting people take us down. We just kept going and we're just enjoying our lives collecting them. I also remember when I, on the last day of 7th grade, I remember actually losing a Hot Wheel, and it was like a Corvette or something. It kind of looked like, let me see, I don't have one over here, sadly, but it looked kind of like this. I know this is a different car, not a Corvette, obviously, but it was something like this, but it was blue and with like black wheels. And I lost that dang car in school and never found it. So, I mean, I wasn't really too depressed about it anyway, but you know, it is what happens when you bring something to school and then, you know, you're not responsible for taking care of it. Christmas of 2016 definitely was one of my favorite years of celebrating Christmas, since, you know, now that I was into Hot Wheels, I wanted to get so many of them for Christmas. But unfortunately, you know, of course, the presents are not just about Christmas, it's also about family too. I tried my hardest to be happy with what I got for Christmas, which I didn't really get that much, but then again, the presents are not just about Christmas. Christmas is also about family and giving. So yeah, and then now we get to the point on when I was in 8th grade, which, you know, we were already in 8th grade. 8th grade was when things with my Hot Wheels hobby started to struggle a lot. And that is because I used to compete with my best friend of who gets the most cars on the weekend. And I don't even know why I did that, which is a dumb idea to do, especially when you're a beginner Hot Wheels collector. And obviously, I was the one who didn't really have the money to buy Hot Wheels. And he was. So, and no, it was not because he had a job. It's because I remember his mom, like, buying way more cars for him than what my parents bought me. For him, they would buy him like 10 Hot Wheels cars in the weekend, and my parents would only buy me just one little Hot Wheel car. But then again, we didn't have the money, okay? We were just little teenagers who weren't even working yet. We were just doing chores to get all these magnificent Hot Wheels. And so from that point, I just literally was like, oh, come on. I didn't even get too many Hot Wheels this weekend, but you did? And so, yeah, and, you know, I was always being a little jealously about it, which I should have not, but, you know, again, I was just a little brat back then. So I kind of just whined about everything all the time. But then those days didn't really matter to me anymore, because now when me and him were both in high school, this was when my Hot Wheels hobby actually started getting way better now. Why? Because I started doing my own chores on trying to get all these Hot Wheels. And so, you know, I earned $5 to wash the dishes, or $5 to vacuum the whole house. And so from that point, you know, I had to spend that money on Hot Wheels at either Walmart, Target, or even Toys R Us when it was open at the time. And yeah, well, it was just a lot of fun. And also, me and Mena Audi also got to go to our first Hot Wheels event at Kmart, which no longer exists anymore, sadly. But at Kmart, we'd always have an event on every November and February, and I think April, something like that. And we would go to those events 8 o'clock in the morning. We show up, and there's like all these people right here waiting for the event to start. And so what this event really was about was getting the exclusives, the 4 exclusive colors. So we'd line up, get a raffle ticket, and if they call our number, they'd make us choose out of the box for 5 minutes to give others a chance to get the good ones. And so, me and Mennonite Audi, we did win, and that's what ended up happening. And so, that first event went pretty well, I'd have to say. It was pretty cool. Got to experience my first Hot Wheels event. And, it was just a lot of fun. We both had a lot of fun. And I also remembered that you did get a little poster inside the box, if you wanted to keep it or not. And so from that point, me and Midnight Audi had the best Hot Wheels years in our high school since we were buying so many of them. But now we get into this terrible time, which I've already talked about in a storytime video, and it was separately too. So you know how I talked about the March 13th story? Yeah, so, when that day came, I couldn't really buy Hot Wheels that much since we were in the pandemic and I couldn't really go outside for fun since it was too dangerous to go outside because of this horrible toxic virus. And it was like that for me for 3 months, I would have to say. And from that point, I just, wow. I was just going crazy that I wasn't buying Hot Wheels for a long time. And it is because, like I said, I have a really strong Hot Wheels addiction. And when I don't buy Hot Wheels, I just get, oh my god, I'm like, when am I going to buy that next Hot Wheel? When am I going to buy the next ones that I really want? And so, well, I couldn't really because of this pandemic. Yeah, it was tough, but then things did start getting better around summer of 2020 when I got back into Hot Wheels hunting. And that's because, well, COVID cases were decreasing, for one, and then two, people were starting to go outside more. And, well, from that point, things just went normal, literally. It went back to normal life with Hot Wheels hunting, so that's good. Alright, now for this last segment, we're going to be talking about why do I love Hot Wheels so much. So, why do I like Hot Wheels so much? Well, first of all, Hot Wheels have been around since 1968, and my favorite year of collecting Hot Wheels definitely was 2018 when they were celebrating their 50th anniversary. But the real reason why I like Hot Wheels is because, Hot Wheels literally makes you anything that you guys like. Well, this is a Matchbox diecast, but they're just like Hot Wheels. They're just a different brand. Like, check out this cool Tesla here, or they even made this Barbie car here as well. Pretty cool, right? And, they also create pretty neat fantasy castings like this, what's this guy's name? Locomotorin. Basically a train car. Like, check this out. Isn't that cool? And not only that, Hot Wheels was even cool enough to create Hot Wheels Mario Karts. Check Yoshi out. He's in his B-Dasher. And, we also got this Koopa here from the Mario movie that came out in 2023. Or also check this out. They even created Dry Bowser. Pretty sick. And he looks so detailed as well. And, you know, that's one other of the reasons why I love Hobby so much. Another reason is, well, check out all these cool tracks that they created. So here's the straight. And I remember I'd always like play around with these like this. You know, kind of like doing like that, swishing them around. And then also check this out. They also got like this battery powered booster. And you know, it just launches your car like that. Pretty cool. They also made curves to like race around with. And yeah, well, Hobby's tracks are another reason why I started loving this hobby as well. And check this out. We also got a loop. Which, you know, this one's one to where you have to like build it. Hold on there. So here you have your loop. And this is what I really liked about them because, you know, I liked when they go through these loops like this. And you know, they're just pretty neat to interact with. And it's a very good sensory for me when I'm having a bad day. And I just play with these around, you know. For the past 9 years, I've just been literally Hot Wheels hunting or shopping, whatever you want to call it. And playing with them ever since 2016. And it really helped me a lot throughout those years because if it wasn't for Hot Wheels, what would I even be doing right now? Like, I don't know. I mean, there are a lot of other things to do in life, which I get, but like, without Hot Wheels, life just isn't the same for me. They're just so cool, as a matter of fact. Like, here's the thing. I try to inspire others to get into the hobby. But then they're just always talking to me about what are the Hot Wheels that you should be collecting. And I tell them, well, you should just collect what you like, you know? Kind of like, you know, when you're buying a video game, you just buy what you like and what you're interested in playing. And if you don't like it, well, that's okay. You can just give it to someone else. You know, like, Hot Wheels creates, like, kind of like packs with, like, 5 different cars or something. And there's always going to be that one car that you don't like. Just because they try to include a bit of everything in a multi-pack. But, you know, like I said, you can just give that car to another person. Give it to your nephew or your son, whatever. You know? Or daughter. But yeah, Hot Wheels are just really cool. I love all the designs. And as a matter of fact, I have my favorite Hot Wheels car here. This is the Bone Shaker. I have like 40 versions of these. All alone. All different colors as well. And that's always a car I'm always going to go after for. Because I love it so much. So. And last but not least, well, like I said, the track sets are awesome. Like, even check this big set out. Like with this, you can definitely build whatever you want. And it even shows you in the back here too. I never remember seeing this set at the store, but I remember, you know, it was a time when Hot Wheels was actually making really good sets like this, to where you can build whatever the hell you want. And even check this set out. Figure 8 Raceway. Pretty cool. You can make 3 different layouts with this set here. And yeah, every box variation has been varied ever throughout the 9 years of me Hot Wheels collecting. And so yeah, like, you know, that's why Hot Wheels will forever be my life. And now that 2026 is coming up, it's gonna be my 10th year in this hobby, which is a whole decade. It's just crazy to think about. Because it's gonna be a real big year once it hits. Just trust me. When April 2026 hits, I'm going to be a Hot Wheels veteran. Sort of. Not really, but yeah. But anyways, guys, well, that's why I'm into this hobby. And I hope you guys, understood of what I all said. Because, well, this video is about to end. So, I want to thank you guys so much for watching this awesome storytime video. I hope you guys really enjoyed, like, these type of story videos. Because I enjoy them myself. And, yeah. And I hope you guys enjoy them as well. Alright? Alright, everybody. We will see you in the next video. And we will keep Hot Wheels hunting and playing with them. Just maybe not on camera, though. Poosh!